It was the end of a work week, and I thought, what better way to close it off than to take a road trip and join the BDF commander into the hills of the Mountain Pine Ridge in the Cayo district. What I anticipated would have been a laid-back day turned into some serious jungle trekking as we were taken into the heart of the jungle where soldiers were engaged in various training exercises. We arrived at the De Silva camp just after 10 o'clock last Friday morning, where we accompanied Brigadier General of the Belize Defense Force Commander David Jones into a cabin for a briefing on the training program. From there, we headed into the jungles, where we witnessed training programs on casualty evacuation, contact drills, live firing exercises, first aid, signals, and in-water training. Here is a brief insight into the lives of the over 400 soldiers who were in attendance at the jungle camp. We are actually here witnessing what you call Casevac training.
Right.
Could you tell me, simplify it for the civilians out here who might not necessarily know what that is?
All right. As you may know, the BDF operates in jungle-type terrain for most of the, well, almost, I would say, like 75% of our operation. And from time to time, we would need to be evacuated using other method other than vehicles. And so this lecture here that is taking place is quite an enlightening lecture, just to have the young soldiers or even some of the senior soldiers being refreshed on how to take an injured person from a jungle type setting to a main area where they can be casevac, either by means of troop transport or a helicopter. And the staff sergeant right now is doing just that, showing the young soldiers the different types of equipment, making strictly from the jungle, that can be used to evacuate soldiers to safe areas. Just a while ago, you experienced a contact front. A contact front is normally when the enemy attacks you from the front, from a frontal position. What the guys just did is to bring down suppressive fire on the enemy, sufficient fire enough to keep the head of the enemy down, and then they make a withdrawal. So because they can't assess the strength of the enemy, because it's only four guys, and the enemy is firing from multiple positions. So because of that, they then do a tactical withdrawal. They come back, link up with the remaining four guys, and they go firm. Now they would move to a rally point. If you notice, what they are doing now is going to a rally point. They would check for ammunition, check for injured persons, and then they would assess, the commander would assess whether or not, or how the best possible position as to how to go and attack the enemy position, take it out. Okay. So that is what will take place over there.
This year's camp has a new addition, as 37 members of the Louisiana Army National Guard have joined our local soldiers on their training in the jungles. With the jungle being a completely different environment and terrain than that of the United States, we asked Sergeant First Class Bernard Andrews about his experience.
We've been here approximately a week now, and we've been integrated with the BDF to train and participate in their training, and also to learn on our end, and we're also teaching them some of our tactics. The experience has been great. We've done jungle survival training where we've been out in the jungle for a whole 24 hours with nothing but except to live off the jungle. We've done some maneuvers through land nav, through the jungle and through the Pine Mountain. But now we've done improvised medical with splints, some signal stuff for the BDF like communications. We foraged for snails, which I think y'all call them coronas. Well, they're snails. We found them in the river, and we found some herbs, and we cooked them and made a stew that night, and we made snails. Some of my guys ate some frogs. We ate some palm hearts. So we learned a lot training, especially with a lot of the BDF, because they've been in this environment. So they've taught us plants that we could eat, medicine, and also food. And then we did pure ways to obtain water.
The addition of the Louisiana National Army Guard in this year's training is an initiative that began when Commander David Jones made a trip to the United States and met with the High Command of the LANG. The soldiers will depart Belize this coming weekend.
All right, thank you. Take the weapon for now and load it.
Reporting for Love News, I am Renee Trujillo.